Hi everyone, everyday work from home mom, and today we're going to talk about a really important topic. We're going to talk about it takes a village, and I'm going to talk to you about why it's important to join parenting groups when you're a parent, especially if you're a first-time parent, or even if you are a parent of multiple children. It's just really important to have that support and join those parenting groups. There are many different parenting groups that you can join. I personally am a member of a mom's club where it's just moms who meet up with the kids. I'm also a member of a homeschooling group and looking at joining a couple more. And then, of course, there are places like your churches and things like that where you can find even more parent support groups. And I'm going to give you my top 10 reasons why it's important to join a parenting group. And I'm going to throw in a little footage from an event we did at a parenting group this month for Easter. So I'm going to throw that in here too, so you can see a little bit of that and see the fun that was had by all. So the number one tip is the reason why it's important to understand that you're not alone. You're not doing this alone. Is that kids can make friends through these parenting groups. And so what happens is the parent and the kids go to a setup meeting for that week, or if it's every other week or whenever the meetings are set up, there's meetings that are set up. You bring your kids play while the parents sit down and chat and watch their kids play. It's such a benefit for both the children as well as the adults. And the great thing about it, what I've noticed, Bella's been a part of a mom's club where she's done mom's club every week or most weeks. Sometimes we'll miss one or here or there, but she's done the mom's club most weeks, and she'll go out and she's got the same friends that she sees every week. So she's making really great friendships. And even though some of those children have grown out of the mom's club because they're going to public school, whereas Bella is doing homeschool, even though they've grown out and they're in school, what happens is that you still get those phone calls from those moms saying, hey, let's get our kids together because they're asking about each other. So
out there. Yay! How many? A lot, huh? Let me see. Wow, go turn those in for your goodie bag.
Me and Lucas got the same unicorn one.
Oh yeah?
So it's really great because they're making these wonderful friendships. And I think it's very important for both the kids' socialization, especially if you're a homeschooling parent, as well as the adult socialization. We need adult time too as parents. And a lot of times we get so caught up in our world as the caregivers of our children that we forget that it's important that we have that adult interaction as well. And so I think it's really important. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Number two is kids learn socializing. So if you're a homeschooler, this is super important. If you're not a homeschooling parent, then when your child is, before they go into kindergarten, first grade, preschool, that kind of thing, joining these parenting groups can help the kids learn socialization skills they'll use when they go to school. But for my daughter, because she is homeschooled, it has really helped her flourish as her socialization skills. She's doing great, and she's continuing to develop her socialization skills in each one of the things that we do for extracurricular, as well as, and another great thing about the clubs where you take the kids to the parenting clubs is the kids are different ages. So if you're going to, if your kid's going to school, they're in the same grade level as their peers. So their peers are all the same grade level. But the parenting groups, kids can be anywhere from newborns to, high school kids. They're all over the age as far as the age range. And so they're learning not just the socialization skills for their peers at their own age, but they have really well skills in socializing with all different ages, adults, children, teenagers. They can socialize with all different ages. And I find that Bella is very good at that. She can fit in with any age group because she has grown up with all different age groups. So her peer group is not her age, it's multiple ages. And I think that's really helped her with her socialization skills. Number 3, parents can discuss problems and challenges that they're having. I cannot tell you, there has not been a single parent group meetup where we have not discussed some kind of problem that we're dealing with our kids. It helps because we know we're not alone. It also helps because we realize we're all going through it. Maybe at different times, children develop at their own pace sometimes, but at different times, we're all going through it. So knowing that we have that safe space to talk about what challenges we're seeing as parents it's priceless. It is so invaluable. It's just, they're going through the same thing, or they have been, or they will be going through the same thing. And so we learn from each other, and that's just priceless. I think it's very important.
So what are we doing?
Easter egg hunt.
Easter egg hunt. Ready?
Yeah.
Get set. Are you going to get a lot of Easter eggs?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get ready. Let's get set. And I'm
Go.
holding you. Go!
Number 4, you do different events in your parenting club. So we just did an Easter egg hunt in our parenting club. I'm going to show you some footage of that. So let's go look at that.
Awesome chalk art by the kids for the sidewalk.
Good job, baby. Keep grabbing them.
The kids had a great time. They loved it. They enjoyed their time. It really helps with their development. It helps with how to be kind to each other. They really just learn so much from doing these events. You can learn a lot homeschooling your children at home if it's just you and your children, but having that interaction and having those events that you're doing together gives children the full experience. And I think that's really, really, really important. My mom's club has been so good at making sure that we do so many different events throughout the year that would correlate to kind of events that they would do in school. And so it's been a blessing and a wonderful experience for the kids. Bella has done crafts with her homeschool group or her mom's club group. She's done events like Christmas and Easter and trunk or treat. She's done tons of events. In each holiday that comes up, we try to do different events. We did Valentine's Day. We try to do different events that, if nothing else, at least a craft that correlates to that holiday. And so it really does build up that experience, that overall well-rounded experience that sometimes homeschool kids miss, and sometimes kids in school even miss. So I think it's really great. As you saw, she had a great time with Easter. So number 5 is that parents, when you're in a group for parenting, it becomes a support system. You literally, not just when you're in the event and you're doing your play date at the park or you're doing your craft with the kids or that kind of thing, but when you're outside of that group, you're making lifelong friends that, again, are going through the same thing you're going through, and you're able to support each other. You're able to help each other. I cannot tell you how many times we have just message each other on Facebook or something saying, oh my gosh, how did you deal with this? Or, another thing is that we, even to the point where, kids will grow out of their clothes, instead of donating clothes to Goodwill so someone else can buy them, a lot of times toys and clothes will be posted in our group, and people say, hey, if you need this, it's yours, just let me know and you can pick it up. And it's just a matter of, we're building a support system, we're building a community, and we're supporting each other. And I think it's really wonderful. One homeschool mom not homeschool mom, but one mom from Mom's Club whose kids have actually gone on to school. So she's not a part of Mom's Club anymore, but she has kept in touch with us, and we go to church together and that kind of thing. I was just mentioning one day that I loved a dress that her daughter was wearing. And she's like, oh, I got like 3 of them in all different sizes. For some reason, it was a really popular dress, and she was given those dresses. I said, oh, that's cool. And she goes, I'm going to give you one. And she brought one over. I mean, it's not even a matter of any kind of pressure. It's just that you get to the point where you've developed these kind of relationships with these parents that you wind up supporting each other without even realizing you're doing it. Bella loved the dress. She wore it for Easter on her Easter egg hunt, which I'm going to do another video here maybe next week, or it may have already posted, the best way to do an Easter basket. I think it was a really great time, and it could be used for all different kinds of holidays. But she wore that dress during that event and during that footage, so you'll be able to see it. But it was just really great. And honestly, I even told the mom who donated, you just saved us $20 because I was going to go buy a dress for her for this specific event. So it was so helpful and so wonderful. And it's just not even, you don't even think about it. We just automatically do it for each other. And so that's what you're building. You're building a support system. Number 6, again, they're going through the same challenges. It's a little different. We talked in number 3 about how you can discuss the problems and challenges, but it reinforces the fact that they're just going through the same challenges, maybe at a different time, but they're still going through these same challenges. And you are able to share tips and tricks with each other. What works for one person may not work for another person. So the more you have in your group and your parent support group, the more suggestions you get. And those suggestions build better parenting skills. And let's be honest, we don't get a book when our child is born. We don't get a book that says, okay, here's how to parent. There's a lot of them out there. But we don't get an owner's manual for our kid. It's a lot of it is trial and error. As parents, a lot of it is trial and error. So knowing what works for some people and what doesn't work for other people, and being able to kind of just have that ability to discuss it, can give you so many ideas and build up your parenting skills like no other. Number 7 is knowing that you're not alone. A lot of times parents will feel, especially parents like me who stay home, I work from home, I stay home and raise our daughter, I homeschool her, I'm in college, but my college is online. So everything I do is at home, minus my groups or church. For the most part, most of the things that I do, I'm at home. And so knowing that I'm not alone is really helpful. Now, my husband is amazing. He's an amazing father. I can't even tell you how wonderful he is. But it's nice to know that you're not alone. He goes to work and I do most of the parenting at home. I'm the full-time parent. When he comes home, he also helps with parenting. But having other parents who are full-time parents who are dealing with the ups and downs of parenting, and let's be honest, there are ups and downs. There's our peak and valleys. You know it as well as I do if you're a full-time parent. There are ups and downs, peaks and valleys, and knowing you're not alone is huge. It's just huge. I cannot tell you how many times that it's just been nice to just go ahead and message another mom and say, let's talk. And so that's really great. Number 8, it builds your confidence. When I became a parent, I was really scared. I didn't know how I was going to be as a parent. I knew that this little tiny baby who was 6 pounds, 9 ounces when she was born is now 100% dependent on me, and it terrified me. I tell you what, the moment I held her, I was terrified, but that also has a lot to do with things that happened during the birth and someday I will share that story with you. But also, you know, it's just the idea that this little life is depending on you, and everything that they're going to learn, at least for the first few years of their lives, are going to be dependent on you. And also, if you're homeschooling, everything they're going to learn past those first few years of their lives, when they would normally be in school and you're teaching them, a lot of it's going to be from you. And so it helps a lot when I'm able to talk with other moms or other parents and say, hey, this is working for me, or this didn't work for me. And they're like, oh yeah, I've tried that. It just builds your confidence. It builds your confidence in being a parent. And let's be honest, we need that sometimes. We need that confidence booster, because there's many times where we're sitting there going, oh, am I making the right choice? You know, we have to make hard decisions as parents. Should we allow this? Should we not allow that? What kind of rules or boundaries are we going to set? What kind of expectations are going to happen? How are we going to discipline our child? And discipline has to happen. You know, things like that. There's a lot of choices that parents make. And the more confident you are in those decisions, the better off it's going to be. And children will see if you're not confident. Children will see if you're wishy-washy. And you know, they're learning. So sometimes if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And so building your confidence just reinforces the fact that you got this. You got this, mom. You got this, dad. You got this, parents. And having that support system really can help with building that confidence. Number 9, I guess I only have 9 tips, because I went back to we all face the same challenges. So again, this seemed to be like a really super important message to me. So it's not really 9, because it's reinforced with multiple areas. We all face the same challenges. It's just important to remember that. And then number 10, for the most part, we all face the same challenges. Sometimes we have different challenges we face, but for the most part, we all face the same challenges. Number 10, let's be honest. $25 a year for my mom's club is a lot cheaper than me going to a therapist to get help, an individual one-on-one coach to get help. Also, if you think about it from the perspective of, you know, there's a lot of groups out there that are actually free. So it is very much a lot less expensive joining these support groups than it is going to a therapist or a coach. And I'm a coach. And I'm just saying that. I'm saying that, you know, it definitely is a benefit having that support system. So that is it for this video. I just wanted to share my top, I guess it's 9, not 10, but my top 9 tips as to why it's important to join a parenting support group. And also, I shared with you in the beginning of the video where you could find these kind of groups. There's a lot of them out there, and there are even ones that are just online where you don't have the kid interaction, but I prefer the ones where our kids go and play to socialize while we chat and talk about what's going on, what happened this week, what's going on, what kind of challenges are we facing. It's invaluable. I tell you what, it's invaluable. I've been with my mom's club since she was 6 months old, and she was very young. We were doing things like going bowling when she was just a tiny baby. And while she didn't bowl, it was the support system that was super valuable. And so that's really the thing. You're not alone. It does take a village. And that's why I highly recommend finding local parenting groups that you can join that can help you through the challenges that you will inevitably face as a parent. We inevitably all face these challenges as parents, and knowing that and understanding that and building our confidence and trial and error from each other, huge. I mean, priceless. It's priceless. All right, so that's it for this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like parenting videos, homeschooling videos, saving money videos, working from home videos, lifestyle family videos, and gardening, which we're going to start here next week, then please subscribe and join our community, and let's build something wonderful together, because we can build an amazing community together and using this platform, and I'm hoping we can. All right, so thanks so much for tuning in. I am Everyday Work From Home Mom Jamie, and I'll see you soon. Bye.